Come sit, child. I have a story your heart has been waiting for. When I opened that old Bible and a folded paper slipped out, my heart nearly stopped. 7 hurried words changed everything I believed. If she ever learns the truth, stop her. Hello, my dears. Let me tell you a story from long ago. It's a memory I kept hidden for half a century. It began one summer morning in a quiet Virginia town. Life looked perfect. Sunday church, polite smiles, secrets beneath. My husband seemed steady and kind, and our children filled the house with laughter. He traveled often for work, and I never questioned where he went. And one quiet Sunday, a pounding headache drew me toward his study, a place I wasn't meant to enter. Tobacco scent and old wood surrounded me as I searched his desk. Then a yellowed note appeared, handwriting I recognized instantly. That evening I smiled, served dinner, and spoke as if nothing had changed. The evening air felt quiet and peaceful. As night settled, I thought about tomorrow and the calm that filled the room. And those words echoed in my mind, and the world around me fell silent. That moment ended the obedient life and began the woman I was meant to be. He was careful, too careful, but clever men often miss what's right beside them. Then one morning, I found something he hadn't planned for. A jewelry receipt, a diamond ring, bought in Richmond. It wasn't for me. The name said it all, Betta, L. Monroe. At supper, I watched him laugh with the children like nothing was wrong. And he said he had another trip to Richmond that Friday. So I made one too, my own quiet trip. I found the jewelry store. The clerk remembered him instantly.
He said the ring was for Mr. Hart's fiancée, Rot, Miss Monroe.
Outside, sunlight felt sharp. A fiancée, my husband's fiancée. I returned home and watched him tell bedtime stories like nothing had changed. That night, I realized the note wasn't a warning, it was a prophecy. And what I would uncover next would change everything. Sleep became a stranger after that day in Richmond. I moved through the house like a ghost, pretending life was unchanged. Every ring of the phone felt like a warning. Richard noticed nothing, or pretended not to. He began locking drawers and hiding papers as if I might ask. I remembered a small brass key I once saw in his shaving kit. That morning, I decided to find it again. Husk je bij Capita Thien saying that you sometimes. Then one book felt wrong. It wasn't a book at all. After that night, I stopped being afraid. Fear had ruled my marriage for too long. But once you read a letter suggesting your husband might kill you, I knew I couldn't confront Richard. Not yet. The first step was money. For years, I'd saved little by little truth hidden from him. So I took a bus to Brookvale. For the first time, I felt power. My second step was evidence. I began photographing his records. Each page hummed beneath my hands. A friend. The fire had begun to spread. By the time the flames reached him, I'd be far from the ashes. That morning, I woke feeling calm, not because the danger was gone, but because I'd stopped running from it.
For days, I lived as if nothing had changed. Breakfast, laundry, smiles. But beneath it all, something electric pulsed, a secret only I knew. She leaned close and whispered, "The inspector's still there. Your husband looks like a ghost."
The message had reached its destination. Morales was investigating. You always handle things so well, Richard. It'll all work out.
Some people don't know when to stop digging.
That night, I packed what I could. Clothes, papers, hope. Something told me the calm wouldn't last long.
He's here, sir. Morales brought men from the capital.
Did they question Richard?
He looked furious.
By nightfall, the air outside was heavy, like too still.
At 8:17, the first siren wailed.
He's been arrested, Tay. The inspector had all the evidence.
That's not possible. If Richard ever found out who sent that envelope, he'd have nothing left to lose. And when a man has nothing left to lose, that's when he's most dangerous. The morning after the arrest, our quiet little town no longer felt like home. By sunrise, everyone already knew. News spreads fast when scandal smells like money and betrayal. Inside, the air still carried last night's tension. The faint echo of sirens, the clatter of my own heartbeat. By mid-morning, there was a knock on the door. It was Sheriff Donovan.
You're not under any suspicion, but the investigators would like to speak with you.
Before leaving, I kissed Matthew and Clara goodbye. They didn't need to see the truth. The bus ride to the capital felt longer than ever. I was no longer Mrs. Richard Hart. At the police headquarters, they led me to a gray room with a single table. Inspector Morales was already there, Hall Haight, younger than I expected.
We're simply trying to understand your husband's involvement and whether you were aware.
If you ever need assistance, you can reach me directly. Off the record.
When it was over, Morales escorted me to the door. The air felt different, sharper. That night, I sat at the edge of Matthew's bed as he slept. We're going to start over. Somewhere new. Somewhere safe. What I didn't know then was that the past wasn't done with me, not by a long shot. The week after my husband's arrest felt like standing inside a collapsing house, everything around me falling. The town couldn't stop talking. Whispers trailed me at the grocery store. Even those who once called me Dear Evelyn now crossed the street when they saw me coming. The sheriff arrived with papers in hand.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Hart. The property is being reclaimed.
That night, after the children were asleep, I walked through each room, told the kitchen, the hallway, the bedroom. The house felt smaller now, but losing it didn't destroy me. With what little money I had, I rented a single room above a bakery in Brookvale.
The walls were thin, the floor creaked, but it was mine.
I mended dresses for the women downstairs, then for their friends.
One morning, a letter arrived. No return address, just my name.
Inside was a single sheet of perfumed paper. I didn't feel anger, not even pity, just a dull ache for two women caught in the same lie.
Over the next few months, I rebuilt my life one stitch at a time. Sometimes I'd whisper to the darkness, "You didn't win, Richard. You didn't destroy me."
It was a rainy afternoon when I opened the door to find a woman drenched and trembling.
A baby in her arms tied, and a name I never expected to hear again.
The rain had been falling since dawn, the kind that soaks you through no matter how fast you run. I was hemming a wedding dress by the window when the knock came, soft at first, then urgent. When I opened the door, I froze. There, standing in the rain, was a woman clutching a bundled infant to her chest.
I'm sorry to come like this. I'm Laura Monroe.
Then my eyes fell to the child in her arms. Come in. You'll catch your death out there. It's all right, sweethearts. Go back to your reading.
Thank you.
You wrote to me.
I didn't know if you'd received it, or if you'd even want to read it. I had nowhere else to go. My parents turned me out.
He had Richard's chin play the same stubborn curve Matthew had when he slept.
There's a small room behind the kitchen. It isn't much, but it's dry and warm. You can stay there for now.
Because by helping her stand, I was about to discover I'd found more than an ally. I'd found the sister life forgot to give me.
Sleep now softly, the day is done. Rest your head.
Do you need help? Do you need help? I studied dressmaking before everything collapsed.
Thread this needle, then. You're hired. Laughter.
So this sketch captures the vision you had for the evening gown.
Yes, it's perfect. I especially love the sleeve detail.
He fooled us both. But look around, Laura. We're still standing. Perfect timing, Matthew. Daniel was just asking where the snacks were.
Right here, little man. Just in time for the rush.
The years had changed him, but that arrogance was still there.
He was supposed to be gone.
Every creak of the floorboards made my pulse quicken.
No one!
You look like you've seen a ghost.
I have.
It felt fitting somehow.
Evelyn, you look older.
I am.
Prison doesn't seem to have aged you enough.
Wouldn't know. I never stayed long enough to find out.
You escaped?
Walked out. New name. New life.
You owe me nothing.
You turned me in.
You turned yourself in. I just opened the window and let the truth fly out. You fooled us both. But look around, Richard. We're still standing. You always underestimated me. That was your mistake then, and it's your mistake now. He's back. But I'm not afraid. Because sometimes surviving isn't enough, Nai. You have to finish the story before it finishes you.
2 years have passed since that night at the depot. 2 years since Richard vanished into the storm.
Rumors surfaced. Sightings near the coast. A ship to South America.
Our hands, once used to trembling, now created beauty again.
Daniel, stop stealing my ribbons.
He's our smallest troublemaker.
The house that once felt temporary had become a home.
Do you ever think about him? Sometimes, but only as a story I survived.
Not a relic of fear, but a reminder that secrets can destroy Hyde and free you.
She forgave herself. She stopped flinching at his name. She began to laugh freely.
A body was found off the Chesapeake coast, identified as Richard Hale.
The case is closed.
Free.
For the first time in forever, I breathed without weight.
Sometimes life doesn't give happy endings. It gives new beginnings disguised as ordinary days.
Sometimes life doesn't give happy endings. It gives new beginnings disguised as ordinary days.
I was not the woman he made me. I became the woman I chose to be. Because of
Hart and Monroe grew into something far larger than we imagined.
It's strange how time folds in on itself.
Some mornings, I still expect to hear the sewing machine humming, the one that built our second lives, stitch by stitch.
Other days, I swear I can still smell the rain from the night Richard disappeared for good.
I'm 78. My hands aren't steady anymore, but they still remember survival. Brookvale has grown. Our small room above a bakery became Hart and Monroe Atelier.
Clara runs the atelier now. Graceful, confident, with her mother's eyes.
And Daniel, the tiny boy who once crawled through ribbons, is a teacher now. Laura passed 5 years ago, and we buried her beneath the dogwood tree.
Inside the letter, she thanked me for the family we built out of broken pieces. She says, people on La's story, they don't know the half of it. My voice was almost silenced by fear, but here I am. When I see them together, I see the proof of everything we survived.
The past is thread, fragile, tangled, but it can still hold things together. The world tore us apart, Cag, but we learned how to stitch ourselves back together, one thread at a time.